What's good, everybody? Welcome in to the Early Edge, your sports betting brand of record. It is, let me check my notes, Monday, October 23rd, 2023, and it is a busy day at the brand. Now, I tell you all the time, Early Edge and SportsLine, we are one and the same. So much information there. Not our best day, but if you watched our show lives, you cash so many more tickets. If you're a SportsLine member, then you know how many tickets we cash. But when you have Banana Land, like we saw yesterday, the Ravens blowing out the Lions, the Pats beat the Bills, you got players coming out of nowhere. It's why we say all the time, the NFL is the hardest sport in the world to bet. That's why we got to do it together. Now, as always, Monday Night Football tonight. We've got primetime Early Edge. Set your notifications so every single time we start a show, you get a little ding and you come join our incredible content, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. All the odds on the Early Edge with our partners at the king of all sports books, BetMGM. Now, on a Monday, when others might be kind of just taking a day off, getting ready for Tuesday, not us. I bring in my absolute very best. Bring in the stars of the show because you know them. You love him, and we're going 5 wide on a Monday morning. Look at this. Our 5-tool player, AB, is here. The Maestro is here. Proppy is here. And Buckets is here. Gentlemen, good morning. A lot to get to, but Proppy, I'm looking at you because you are a prime example yesterday that if people listen live, watch live, and a SportsLine member, they would have cashed a bunch more tickets. You get our 15 seconds today.
Well, thank you very much, Coach. Yeah, we had a successful day on the site, 11-3 on the site, so that was certainly a welcome sign. I've also been contributing sides and totals, which has been very excited, and I'm just fired up, Coach. My Eagles won last night. They have the best record in the NFL, and then tonight we could see the Phillies punch in a ticket to the World Series. Citizens Bank Park right now is the best home environment in baseball, maybe in all of professional sports. So I am fired up here, Coach. Thank you.
I tell you what, that's a great utilization of your 15 seconds. And when you've got a day like this, Proppy, where at 5:07, you've got the Phillies hosting the Diamondbacks at 8:03. You've got the Astros hosting the Rangers. We'll get to those games. But we're starting with our bread and butter. Monday Night Football. The 49ers, after losing to the Browns a week ago, there will be no Debo tonight. He is out. Christian McCaffrey is scheduled to play. They're favored by 7. The Vikings are plus 240 on the money line. The total is sitting at 43. Maestro, you're everything to us NFL at the Early Edge. Why don't you start us off? Are we fading or following the 49ers as the favorite tonight?
Well, the first reaction would be take the points with the team, the 49ers having to travel back cross country, coming off their first loss, so banged up. And the Vikings, all of their losses have been by 7 or less. But you look into this matchup without Justin Jefferson, they averaged 4 yards a play at Chicago, only 220 total yards. Now they're going up against arguably the best defense in the league. And you could say, okay, he's going to throw to TJ Hockenson. Well, you got Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw expected to play over the middle. Those guys erased the tight end. So now you're looking at Jordan Addison, the rookie, KJ Osborne, one of the most inefficient receivers in all of football, Alexander Madison. I don't see where the Vikings are going to score. So I don't think the 49ers are going to erupt without those weapons, but I could see 24-10.
It didn't help me, Maestro. I would have bet. No, you gave me so much good information on both sides. I still don't know what to do. All right. AB, let me come to you. Because Maestro just laid it out for us. But when you look at all of those stars who are out and the way they played last week for both, Vikings came back to beat the Bears. 49ers lose to the Browns. What do you see in this game, AB?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this. All right, Kirk Cousins, 7 times in his career, he's been an underdog on Monday Night Football. He's 0-7 straight up. He's 0-7 against the spread. The man's literally never won and never covered. All right. Number 2, you look at the 49ers, the best turnover differential in the NFL. You look at the Vikings, the worst turnover differential in the NFL. But you know what? I'm with Maestro on this one. I think that the under could be a strong play, especially if you're looking at it live. But you know what? 7, give me San Francisco.
All right. So San Francisco, maybe the under. Proppy, let me come back to you. Are we fading or following the 49ers?
Yeah, tough spot here, Coach. I personally feel this line is pretty efficient. It's honestly a stay away from me. If I were to take an angle here regarding the side or total, it'd probably be, as AB mentioned, on the under here. Just Minnesota is not the same offense, obviously, without Justin Jefferson on the field, really struggling to move the ball. They've also become a lot more conservative. So, yeah, I just think this could be a low-scoring environment. I could see San Francisco really just kind of grinding clock when they're on offense. So, yeah, I think the under is certainly worth a look here. That's where I'm going to probably lay my money.
Just get in and get out sometimes. That's what – yes, Maestro, go.
Coach, if I wasn't clear enough, I'm on the 49ers.
Very good. So we got the 49ers. We've got the 49ers. We've got the under and the 49ers. Now, Ben in the chat says, oh, it's for sure a no-fly zone in many for sure. Can't wait for that tonight. Of course, a reference to prime time early edge tonight. Gentlemen, thank you for being professional and bringing your 2 cents to Monday Night Football.
Coach, speaking of professional, don't you think it's a little unprofessional that you left me out again? The best NFL capper at SportsLine? Jake, hit the music. Bum, 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 bum. Coach, I have officially found my calling. I was not put on this earth to be the greatest soccer capper of all time. No, I was put on this earth to be the greatest multi-sport capper of all time. Soccer, football, UFC. It's all the same to me, Coach, because I do it all here. You said that NFL is the hardest sport to cap, and maybe that's true for you, but I'm 4-0 this NFL season with a perfect NFL record with 4 correct, what is it called? No-fly zone predictions in a row. And today we're going to make it 5-0 because it is time for the no-fly zone with buckets, baby. And I am targeting the man, the myth, the legend himself, K. Cousins, born on August 19th, 1999, the 6'3", 205-pound Michigan State alumni with a QBR of 55.9. Coach, he's definitely going the INT today. So lock that in now and stop disrespecting my name, Coach.
I don't even know where to start. Yes, Proppy, please say something after that.
I do want to point out that Buckets reference Kirk Cousins as being born in 1999 for the record.
Oh, it's 88. That's fine. It doesn't matter. He's still thrown an interception.
Apparently, he is a 24-year-old quarterback that's played a decade or more in the NFL.
Since the ripe age of 14.
Yeah, really. He signed right out of 8th grade. What's not funny, however, is that Buckets keeps hitting all of these bets, and including the UFC main event that ended in the first round, by the way. Stop kissing. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. All right. Oh my God. It just drives me insane. Absolutely. You guys think this is a shtick? You think this is a bit? It's driving me insane. All right. Now, later today, as we always are, every single day, we can't keep all this fun to ourselves. We've got to spread the crew all over the place, like here.
We need your sports news anywhere.
We've got breaking news to bring you.
Then get your sports anytime you want them. Big trade news overnight to discuss.
Because we know you need sports all the time.
A lot of movement in the rankings this week.
A legend adds to their legacy.
We're bringing you that breaking news right here on HQ.
CBS Sports HQ, anywhere, anytime, all the time.
Apparently, when I was losing my mind and seeing red, apparently, AB, you had some funny reactions that the chat is alluding to. And then some crazy person named Anderson says Bucket should get a hosting day over my dead body. All right, we've got 2 more big games tonight in Fade or Follow. Game number 1, it's the Phillies. Can they close it out back at home at the Link? They're a big-time favorite, minus 185. The total set at 8 at BetMGM. Maestro, we're going to start with you. Are we fading or following the Phillies to cash their ticket to the World Series tonight?
Yeah, I think they get it done. I think the Diamondbacks had their best shot. They needed to win all 3 at home. It is impossible to win in Philly, especially against Aaron Nola with the 0.96 ERA this postseason. But I would look at the run line here because the Phillies wins tend to come by multiple runs. And I think this one could get away from them and you get plus money as opposed to laying big juice.
That's a very, very good point. AB, we paying this minus 185?
Yeah, I mean, look, we're rolling with the Phillies. There's no way that we're riding with the Diamondbacks here. Everything Maestro said is absolutely correct. If you're going to play it by the run line there. Yeah, I mean, their team total sits at 4.5. You're going to see how we got creative in regards to that. But to answer the question, yeah, it's Phillies tonight, 100%.
All right, Proppy, I purposely saved you for the end on this one because you're our Philly guy. You know them better than anybody. What are we doing here, fading or following?
I thought Larry hit the nail on the head regarding backing the run line. The 185 price is a little too much juice for me to pay. I also just think the Phillies at home with the opportunity, to advance the World Series in front of their home crowd is a really great spot. We've seen them win by multiple runs. I also just love the matchup as well. Aaron Nola is peaking right now, and it's really impressive because he really struggled during the regular season for large portions of the regular season. I almost thought that maybe he was on the decline. Clearly, he figured out how to peak in the postseason, so he deserves a lot of credit. Obviously, Zach Wheeler has been phenomenal as well, but yeah, Aaron Nola has just been lights out through the postseason. So I think the Phillies win. I think they win by multiple runs. I also like really backing them on the run line tonight.
All right, so it's a consensus as a show. We're on the Phillies and on the Phillies on the run line. All right, game number 2. And I can't believe we're getting game 6s and game 7s. It's nothing better than this. This is what it's all about. One game for the right to go to the World Series. The Astros have lived there the last few years. The Rangers, they would love just a little taste. Total at 9.5. Astros a slight favorite at -125. Maestro, talk to me.
I'm going to take the Rangers and continue this trend that we've seen in the series where the home team can't win a game. And, I know Max Scherzer was not good, but that was his first start coming back after a month. I think he'll be better, and the entire bullpen is rested after Nady Eovaldi's performance yesterday. So the first sign of trouble, Mad Max is going to get out of there. And I know Javier has a good track record in the postseason. He did show a couple of cracks against that Rangers lineup in the first time around where they got to him for 2 runs. I'll take the Rangers just to continue this away team trend.
AB, it really is an interesting trend that Maestro talks about, that every game it's really felt like the away team has had control. What about your thoughts for game 7?
Yeah, I'll say this. Look, I like the over here. 9.5 is a big number, but yeah, I mean, Maestro brings up a good point. What are you going to get out of Max Scherzer? Because, yeah, he didn't look good the other day, but Maestro's correct. It was his first start back since the injury. That being said, that doesn't mean he's going to throw great in the second one, and the Astros hitters just saw him. Now, as for Christian Javier, I think the Rangers are going to mash on him too, man. Like, I think that this is going to be a game where you see both teams just say, we got here by hitting. We're going to live and die by hitting. And you look at the Astros last night. They only scored 2 runs. They had 157 hits, right? Like, they just could not get runners across the plate. They're seeing the ball well. Texas is seeing the ball well. I'm going over in this one.
Yeah, it took till the 9th inning to cast the over last night, which was my play on the game. So thank goodness for that 5 spot. Proppy, what are your thoughts on the American League side of things?
Tough match or tough call between these two teams. Very evenly matched. It feels very close to a pick 'em for me. I'd give a slight edge, obviously, to Javier. He's looked very good in the postseason. I believe only allowing 7 hits over his last 3 starts, 17 innings pitched. Tough one here. Honestly, with all due respect to AB, I think I'd look at the under. I know that these games have been largely high scoring, but I agree with Maestro regarding Scherzer. I expect a better performance out of him. I just think the under could be in play at the 9.5 number. That would be my lean, but it's all very efficient in my opinion.
Hashtag it pays to watch live. This is a perfect example of what we talk about all the time. Listen to the information and use it for yourself. We have 3 different takes from 3 different experts. That's what this business is all about. That's why we have the early edge. All right. So help me. If you interrupt me on this one, Buckets, don't look to the side. Look straight at me. We will have a real issue. Now, new BetMGM customers can sign up today and get $200 in bonus bets. Just place your first wager of at least $10 and you will receive $200 instantly in bonus bets regardless of your wager's outcome with bonus code EDGE200. That's bonus code EDGE200. Now, one of the reasons Buckets has such a big smile on his face is that we have all kinds of new shows here at CBS that are leaning into the worldwide spectacle of soccer, and a new show that we like to call Morning Footy.
Wake up to football highlights and news from around the world with the one and only Morning Footy team.
Rise and shine, football fans. Welcome to Morning Footy.
Start your all-day football craze with Morning Footy, part of the all-new Golazo Network.
The all-new Golazo Network. I love that. All you got to do, download the CBS Sports app. You kind of find everything there. HQ, Golazo. I love it. It's not going to be long. I'm predicting into the universe. Early Edge on Paramount Plus. That's got a nice ring to it, doesn't it, AB?
It's got a wonderful ring to it.
That's what I thought. Now, it's time to get to our board. And when we have our backs against the wall, we're coming off a subpar day for my crew at the Early Edge. I need strong and I need laser focus. So, Buckets, I'm coming to you. All jokes aside, I'm staring at my notes and I have zero clue where either one of these games are being played today in the world. But that's why we have you. Start us off.
Well, Coach, the reason you have zero idea is because today is honestly a pretty difficult day for soccer. Today is the calm before the storm. A little bit of a slow slate today, and then Champions League tomorrow afternoon. So we got to be a little bit creative on how we find value, but trust me, we can still find some winning tickets here. Let's start with the matchup in the Serbian Super League between FK Zalez Pančevo hosting IMT Novi Beograd. And I'm keeping this one very simple. Both teams to score at -120. But the reasoning is different than usual. Normally, when I'm looking for goals, BTTS, over 2.5, that kind of stuff, I'm looking for the best attacks available with the best striking players on the planet. That's not what we're having here. Why we're betting goals in this one is because instead of having the best offenses, we have two of the worst defenses on the planet. These two teams are just horrible. They do not attack well, but more importantly, they don't play defense at all here. So this is the kind of the game, you bet the game, you do not watch the match, you check MGM 3 hours later and see some extra money there, Coach. Then for our second play, we're keeping a similar theme, but we're going over to the Danish Superligaen in a matchup between Odense Boldklub and FC Midtjylland. Two teams, again, who defensively aren't the great, a little bit lackluster. However, in this league, we do see some attacking firepower, specifically in FC Midtjylland. With the likes of Cho Gusong and Dugahan Simisir, this team has the ability to score 2-3 goals per game, no problem, especially when they're playing an OB side who has the 4th worst defensive record in the Danish Superligaen. Take Midtjylland over 1.5 team total at -120, and I'll see y'all in 90 minutes for the party at the pay window.
Now he's branding his own stuff for the party at the pay freaking window.
He's gone completely into business for himself, and I love all of it.
Liddy says, what's your Venmo, Buckets? This is so entertaining. I want to pay for it.
Can I answer that, Coach?
Oh, please.
Legally?
Answer that.
Legally, no. What I will always say is instead of asking me for my Venmo, do we still do that Venmo with St. Jude's? Where we always try to push money forward to the St. Jude's Hospital?
Why do you have to make this into a good thing? Yes, we absolutely still do that. Yes.
Okay, well then I would recommend doing that instead of paying me, Coach. Is that okay?
I can't. Yes, that would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing, and takes all the wind out of my sails because I can't do that. By the way, Josh says, people, that was a tough freaking Sunday. It happens, right, for everybody. Thank God for you all for keeping our spirits up. Let's get them this week. That's exactly the message I wanted.
Thank God for turnovers.
You're damn right. Maestro, you got something? Oh, I don't have. I'm sorry.
No, wasn't me.
Because I got to say it wasn't me. All right, Buckets, good start, remarkably. All right, now, Proppy, I know, because every single Monday, you and I collab on CBS Sports HQ. So if I come to you and I say I need a baseball play and a football play, what's the answer always going to be?
A resounding yes, Coach. Starting with the Phillies game tonight, I'm going to back arguably the hottest hitter in the postseason, Trey Turner, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. This number's been 2.5 over the last 2 games, so obviously love to get it here. Batting over 400 in the postseason with an OPS of over 1,200. He has, I believe, 31 or 32 combined hits, runs, RBIs over the 11 Phillies postseason games. So that's averaging nearly 3 of these per game. He has excellent career numbers against Merrill Kelly, so this one certainly checks all the boxes. Autoplay for me here. And then moving over to the NFL, Monday Night Football, I'm going to take Brandon Ayuk over 4.5 receptions. So Brandon Ayuk is quietly having just an absolute breakout season. If he was on a different offense that was more of a high-volume passing attack, his numbers would be through the roof. His efficiency numbers are just absolutely phenomenal. He leads all wide receivers in yards per route run, which in my opinion is probably the best indicator of efficiency at the position. So he has been just lights out. We know no Deebo Samuel tonight, which leaves a bigger target share for Ayuk going against Minnesota, who actually has a pretty stout run defense. They're very vulnerable in the back end with their secondary. So I think Ayuk is going to get a ton of looks tonight, especially if the Vikings can manage to push the 49ers. Even if they don't, I think Ayuk's going to have 5 receptions. He could have an absolutely monster game, however, if this game is a positive or neutral game environment where it stays within one score. So love Brandon Ayuk tonight. Over 4.5 receptions is my favorite look of his. I also like his yards, but I particularly like his all yards. I like him over 110, which I believe is plus 370, and then you can get him around plus 500 to go over 120 yards tonight.
I'll ask you one very simple question. Do you want to do the work? I didn't think so. Now, I will say this, Proppy. While you were laying out that incredible take, I got a text. And I think you're going to know who it is when I read you what the text just said. And it said, quote, ask Proppy and AB how it feels just to have 2 little things next to their name and not 3.
I got to tip my cap to Sia getting into the club for the 3rd time last night. It was appropriate too, Coach. If you think about it, it was National Tight End Day, and he took Dallas Goedert to get in, who obviously delivered, had a big game as well. So tip of the cap to the cousin Sia. Well done, my friend.
Yeah. Look, I was going to say, Sia, I'm not even going to answer right now. I'll just let you know how it feels in about 9 hours. So.
A mad AB is my favorite AB. Whoa, see it cashing last night. And if you ask him, he should have been in 4, 5, 6 times this year.
He really should. That's the
He
scary
really should be.
I know.
He really should be. All right. Now, last Friday, we had a recap screen that had 6 perfect check marks. And they were all from a baseball game or 2, perhaps. AB, can you tell me who that was? And perhaps if I could find that person again right now.
Yeah, we're looking. We're trying to find him. He was a sharp young man, though. Real sharp grasp. Nice kid.
You can go, sir. It's okay.
Oh,
you
okay.
can
There we go. Hey, dramatic pause. Buckets. Put that on the list. We're going to work on that one next. All right, so I have 5 plays. So I'm going to run through it pretty quickly. I'm not going to take up all your time. First game with the Phillies. All right, we're going to take Trey Turner, 1+ hit, and both teams to score over 1.5 runs. That's it. 2 runs apiece. Trey Turner to hit. This man is seeing the ball so unbelievably well, and the Phillies know exactly what time it is. Give me this one. Also, Kyle Schwarber, 1+ hit, and the Phillies team total over 2.5. And we're going to get this at plus money, plus 105. Again, Schwarber seeing the ball well, and with him hitting leadoff here, we're going to get even more opportunities as the lineup goes 1 through 9. Now, jumping to the next game, ALCS. All right, first one, we're going to go with your man, Jose Altuve, 1+ hit. Both teams to score over 1.5 runs, minus 130. Again, the Astros are seeing the ball better than anyone. They are hitting like crazy. We had 3 guys for the Astros get hits in the first inning last night, right? So I'm going to stick with it. I know that it was tough in terms of the runs, but you know what, Books, I'm going to make you beat me twice. I don't think that you can. Jose Altuve, 1+ hit, and both teams over 1.5 runs. Yordan Alvarez, Astros, 1+ hit, and the Astros team total over 2.5, minus 115. That's right. Bet MGM. I love you, but I'm also not scared to come right back at you, and we're going to do it tonight. Lastly, NFL game, 49ers-Vikings, over 2.5 turnovers. Yeah, look, I think both teams, I think that the Vikings want a shootout. That's how, and the only way that they're going to beat San Francisco. So I think that they're going to try to stop the run as much as possible, force Purdy to put it in the air. And I think that Kirk Cousins is going to put it in the air as much as possible, which is going to lead to turnovers like crazy. Now, Snake, do me a favor. Pull us back real quick, because last week, all right, and I think it was Proppy, somebody had a Bryce Harper bet, and it ended up being his birthday, and I think he hit 2 home runs, right? Was that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Birthdays have been good on this show. Today is my birthday, and I am putting all of it on buckets because you get all the karma. K Cousins, sorry about your luck tonight, buddy. You are throwing a pick.
Yes!
It's going down. Let's go.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, AB.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, AB. Can everybody in the chat please type happy birthday, AB? Take it down, put it up. You know what time it is. Happy birthday to our 5-tool player from the Himalayas. All right. Well done, AB. Well done. And by the way, can I just point out, those weren't random names that AB threw out there for his plays. Look at what the names are. Veterans, been there before, understand the pressure, all of that. Next level capping, hashtag. Thank you, AB. Now, you guys have known for almost 3 years, when this man's on the show, it is his spot every single time to kind of wrap it all together. Maestro, as always, floor is yours.
Okay, well, as we talked about earlier, I'm on the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey expected to play, which is obviously huge. And I think they will account for the fact that Trent Williams is not there. They will scheme up protection to keep Brock Purdy in control against a team that blitzes so often. I think he's going to burn them with Brandon Ayuk, with George Kittle, and with McCaffrey coming out of the backfield. Posted this earlier in the week on SportsLine at 6.5. You can still find some 6.5 out there. Obviously not playing anything higher than 7 in this game. And on the defensive side, there's a guy I really love, the special teams ace for the Vikings, Josh Metellus, the Michigan product, signed a new contract before the season, and he wasn't playing that many snaps. But now he's playing the 5th most snaps of any defender, and he's actually their best run defender. Well, no team runs the ball more than the San Francisco 49ers, a 53% rushing percentage. Josh Metellus should be out there a lot tonight. He's averaging 7 tackles and assists. He's gone over this prop every single game. Let's make it one more tonight.
You bring up a very good point that I get asked all the time, a little educate and entertain. If people are on a 7 and they want to buy it down to 6.5, Maestro, what's the most juice that you would pay? Like if it's minus 140, minus 150, what's the highest you would go to buy that down to 6.5 if that's what their book has?
You know, I typically will not buy off of a 7 to get to the lower number. I will buy to get the push protection. But in the case like this, I think I wouldn't pay more than 120 or 125 at the absolute most, if that's what you want to do.
All right. So that probably answers a lot of your questions at home. If you ever have a question, you're brand new to this show, do not be shy. Put it in the chat. We'll try to get to as many as we possibly can during the show. You guys are what we're all about. You drive the show. So you have a question, put it in there. Buckets, you have anything else you need to do on your show before I wrap things up?
I was going to say we could all sing happy birthday to AB, but that's probably not a good idea, Coach. So I'm done for now.
Right, because then you could pay the fine.
That's exactly. I forgot it's copyrighted.
I'm sorry. That's all I know to say is I'm sorry. Grab your paper. Grab your pencil. Here's a recap courtesy of Snake, who I guarantee you is pulling his hair out right now. Maestro, he's on the 49ers, minus 6.5. Love that play. Josh Metellus, over 5.5 tackles and assists, minus 135. Then AB, somebody in the chat said, it's going to be like EC taking up the entire recap screen. So here we go. Trey Turner, at least 1 hit. Both teams to score over 1.5. Kyle Schwarber, at least 1 hit. Phillies team total over 2.5. Jose Altuve in the American League Series, at least 1 hit. Both teams to score over 1.5, minus 130. Then Yordan Alvarez. He has not just been hitting home runs. He's been getting base hits too. At least 1 hit. And the Astros team total over 2.5, minus 115. And then in Monday Night Football, let's have 3 turnovers total. Cash that ticket. AB was solid finding these little value pieces on Sunday. Then Proppy, 2 big plays. 1, football, Brandon Ayuk over 4.5 catches. In one baseball, Trey Turner over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Then buckets. Buckets real quick. The Beograd game. What league is that in again?
The Serbia Super League, Coach.
Serbia Super League. And the second one is Danish, correct?
Danish, correct. Yep, at 1 p.m. this afternoon.
1 p.m. this afternoon. All right, write that down. That's why you have your paper and your pencil. All right. Do not forget, tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, it's prime time early edge. With me and the crew, we count down to Monday Night Football, the 49ers, and the Vikings. All of the odds on this show presented by BetMGM. And also, follow all of our social media accounts, because as you know, every single day, like today, what are you doing? I've got a lot of ideas for that. We've got our rapid fire. We've got our locks of the week. We've got it all. So follow all of our social handles as well. So with all that being said, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these Monday tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire Lomo, Proppy, AB, Maestro, Bucket, Snake on the ones and the twos. I am simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. Let's have a day. Let's have a day. Pay it forward. Be kind to one another. Early edge. Good luck.